never do a weekly show anymore.
Wow.
And it takes your life, and I have nothing for do.
Okay. Alright, so this is the most important part. So you're still going to sacrifice the girl that died in the car accident.
Oh, that's Lexi. If the creator did that and paid somebody for sacrifice, and to get a refund. Favorite project I worked on? IT and Fancy Cat Show. 876 roommates, when they reach out to me for that, I turn them down. I'll tell people it's one of the worst shows I've ever worked on.
OpenChxt Podcast.
So guys, welcome back to OpenChxt Podcast.
Welcome.
As we said, the show is very unfiltered, but we don't use bad words.
Period.
So as we have Carlington on the show, so it's a part 2, and trust me, the conversation has been great. We talk about our Twin Tower drop down and
Yeah, be a summer. So if you watch part 1, go and watch part 1 before you watch this.
yeah, man. So right now we are just going straight into the story. Carlington,
Yeah.
how you get into teaching? You're going all the way and lecturing. How that come about?
All right. So from CVM days, I always been helping people to edit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people you will come across will say, "Oh, Carlington, teach me how to edit." Carlington put on the first machine. So I've got the opportunity to teach at IUC, and it was my first ever.
Lecturing job.
Right.
I never understand.
Yes, so the lesson plan thing wasn't really me.
Right.
I figured that in order for people to quickly grasp production,
Yeah.
they have to do hands-on,
Right.
not the book stuff, right? So when I went to IUC, I started doing that. I remember they were asking me about lesson plan and thing. I'm going to go around them. No lesson plan. Just wait till I never talk about grading. Like when me a grade, I just want to see them do the thing good and then get it. So all of that, that's where I met Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Chad was one of my students at IUC, and Chad decided that he wanted to get involved more.
Right.
So the type of person I am, anybody who come and say they want to learn, just say come. Yeah, man. We just say come along, man. Open the door. Because I say go back to when I started.
Right.
It was a man by the name of Mark Gentles who opened that door for me. Had it not been for him to introduce this to me, then I don't know. It'd have been, I don't know if I'd still be here.
Yeah.
Right.
So anybody who said them show interest.
But is
Welcome.
Magento still active now?
Yeah, man. He's still around, man. I ran into him the other day too. Yeah, man.
And how was your experience with Chad?
All right, so Chad now. So Chad had the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
But the thing with Chad now, and not only Chad, but it's something I face with almost every person who come in the space. Remember I say then you come, and if you say you want to do production,
Yeah.
right, you're supposed to know, put yourself in it and learn it and do everything to develop the
Immerse yourself in
knowledge.
The whole experience.
Now, Chad, when Chad is amongst me now, every minute Chad I watch tech gear, tech knowledge, latest phone, latest thing. Some used to say Chad. Yeah, someone said Chad. Let me ask you, because we will come out for a shoot and it might not do so well for the production.
Yeah.
Now, me I think so now, I'm going to watch one video.
How to improve?
How to improve.
The man has
Right?
me out.
Me I see the man I watch new iPhone, this and this and someone said Chad, a phone business you want to go in now? Right? No, so me have a fight there with Chad. So I me have a next youth who did them amongst me love football.
Right.
Same thing. Every time you get a chance, football him I watch. I say, but you're supposed to spend your time and develop your skills.
Right.
Right? Because and I like say you master your skills. You're in your embryonic stage. Yeah, big words.
Yeah.
You're in your embryonic stage.
Right.
And you're supposed to use every waking moment
to learn.
Because I remember I told you in the previous episode when I started at CVM, every thing was just learning, improving. So I wanted the same thing for these guys. Same thing when I was in theater. We as kids, we always try improve and better ourselves in our skill area.
Right.
So I'm saying, why are you spending so much time on things that is not related to your skill?
Passion.
Yeah. So that was all the priority. But I did see the raw talent in him.
But we also have to speak about the fact that when I expressed interest, it was when you said to us in the class, if you guys want to learn video production, I'll give you the opportunity to come by CVM and learn from me. That time, Carlington had the office at CVM.
Yeah, the office there.
I was working my regular 9 to 5 while being a full-time student. And Carl can tell you, I used to walk from school, come at CVM to come learn.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, man. Even my first protege, a guy named Jason Moyong.
Right.
I met Jason when he was at Arden. I was doing a volunteer program with Women in Film and Television, where they were teaching production in schools. So at the time they were teaching Arborview Primary and Arden High. So I was assigned to Arden High to teach the editing, right? And I saw this guy named Jason. Just look upon him, just have this quirky thing about him. Guy was an artist and thing, and him have something about him. I said, that you tell look like out of all the guys who were passionate about production and show this passion, there was something about Jason that stood out to me. And then I remember when I was working on Jam Speed, the reality show, the one where we get lit down.
Yeah, crash.
Part one.
I needed help with the editing. Because Jam Speed, I was getting 3 hours sleep per day. Yeah, man.
Did you go to coffee?
No, me just go through like edit and me need help. So I call Jason. I say, Jason, come help me with the graphics and stuff, because I say him know a little graphics.
Yeah.
And then I start training Jason. Jason to me right now one of the baddest editor. Even now he's like one of the best out there. You know.
See, that's what you need.
Chad now, I train Chad. Chad one of the baddest thing out there now.
Period.
Baddest editor.
That's why you need mentors who see your potential, you know.
So, and Jason was the same problem I had with Jason too.
But I forget an exclusive story. The first time I ever see Carlington angry, Carlington gave me a video for edit. That time me then in my head now, I say, what? May I get video for edit for TV, you know? I think that was the rap TV show, and they just give me a segment for edit.
Right.
Me get a script and I follow script.
Oh yes.
Edit more.
Yes.
Yo, the man get mad for me the night, you know, yo, the show go up tomorrow, later. Because remember we tell you sometimes we editing shows, while the show on here we edit the episode.
No, you edit the same
show, figure
so
out
half out, edit the next half. So the show is 1 hour. We'll probably send out the first half hour. Yeah.
And I work on the second half.
And I finish off the final half.
I'm there, they edit the thing now, and I say, oh, this look nice, you know, me like the shot them, I put in the audio right there, so edit the thing and carry around to Carl and Carl say, but what the thing when me tell you to edit based on the script? Yo, the man
One thing.
Yo, me never see the man mad in my life yet, you know, man.
The foolishness.
Yes, so there's a guy, Daniel. His father was a sales and marketing manager.
Right.
VP for sales and marketing at CVM. And him say, yo, him son just done school, him want somewhere for put him till him figure out kind of the production. I'm say, all right, yeah man, me take him and stuff. So Daniel they around me now. So Daniel I learn, and Daniel at the time kind of lazy too, you know. I work with him. I work with him. Man. So I remember we had the E-mix. Now E-mix, the pressuring. And that's why I tell people I would never do a weekly show anymore.
Wow.
And it takes your life, you know, nothing to do. Because you have to produce a show every week for go out.
All the time. You have to eat, sleep.
So rough, yeah man. So Daniel is supposed to edit one story.
Right.
I remember the story that we gone shoot an event. And by the time me for come back, this was in the night about 8 o'clock. So I expect to see Daniel done the story because the show need to go out the following day. Right? Come back. So I see foolishness, Daniel, though. So I see foolishness. So me did under stress,
Right.
everything, and Mr. Daniel, you know, this not work out, you know.
Just go on.
Go on home. Go on home.
But that was his first error?
Him just never like, give me the energy what I want at the time.
Right. So you
And
feel
I
like
just think it was a waste of time.
Oh, yeah.
But now Daniel is doing amazing, bro.
Big John.
Big John, like him are the person I call all the time for John and stuff, and
Because no him know what he want to do.
yeah, him figure it out now. Cause then he was young. He was 19 at the time, and he be young. But my thing is, the school where I come from,
Right.
is that if you say that this you want to do,
You have to act
you're
like that's
supposed
your
to
one
see
do.
your work
Yeah.
I
towards
just
it.
think that have a lot
Right.
to do with how our education system set up.
Yeah.
Because there isn't much driving force being placed into how education is being done, how
Right.
to train people to become
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, all of these things. That if you do this, you're supposed to focus all into it.
Yeah.
It was just more about your studies. So after you're done, you don't even know what you want to do.
That's
Well,
true.
that's true. Enough people don't know.
I never know what I want to
I think most of those stuff start with you having a passion for it.
Because for me, when I started out in media, I never know what I did want to do. I just go to university and I see media upon the list and I choose it.
Yeah.
But then it's after when me meet Carlington and I see television production upon the list and I say, yo, them give 2 options. Either want the radio or television because I wasn't full media. And I see TV and I say, you know, I'm on the TV now because I think radio are dead. But then when we meet Carlington and you feel the enthusiasm coming out of Carlington and him have him laptop and him tell you how to do this. And
Oh, I have to use my personal equipment.
and
too,
I'm
you know.
personal equipment to teach we.
Yeah,
One laptop and teach
school
everybody.
have very equipment. I have to use my camera and one laptop. Everybody
So them and them like you're not equipment.
Ask them.
No, the truth is, you know, me not gonna try to defend them. I'm not sure what happened. Probably there was a falling out with them and CPTC at the time. So they wanted to establish a media department for themselves, but them never get the equipment what them supposed to get in time.
Right.
So Carlington was using his equipment to teach us. But at the same time, I think that intimate surrounding with just one laptop and Carlington and teachers gave us a different love for the craft itself. So
Right.
that's why when he gave me that option to come by CVM, I'm like, I don't want to work a Ministry of Justice anymore.
Yeah, you want to do something where
I
you
left my job and go.
light your soul on fire.
I can't
Yeah,
tell us
man.
when me I come CVM after me left my job, you know. Me not
We used to
get
reach a
after money.
CVM about 4 or 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock
Yeah.
in time, yeah.
Me not make
Used to
no
come
money.
and sit down.
Because I remember when he was doing CVM. I mean, I say,
Oh, just to let the audience
CVM.
know, I wasn't working at CVM, I was a tenant.
Tenant.
So the CEO there, they give me an office space there because they had a lot of space because Hot 102 used to be there. And then when
Right.
Hot 102 moved out, they had a lot of space. So CVM and I had an agreement that they would accommodate.
And we
the-
just work on
and so we just
special
work
stuff.
there and work on special stuff for them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So,
So I
yeah,
was
man,
at,
so that gave me that driving force. So I start go there, learn. Then I remember when Carlington say, yo, you do well, you know, I have to start get a little money. Carl start give me $20,000, I move to 40.
so much money again?
That's so nice.
Move to 40, then it goes 70. Then
Yeah,
he
we
say-
start giving a flat rate.
Then Carl say, yo, I think you can manage this now, you know, so me pay per job.
Oh,
Now you get more, so you feel nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember one time a person expressed interest in doing media. Carl can tell you. Bring on the man and the man a come round and I remember the December, me give him the job. When me get in and me say, yo, you do the job, because I know it, me have confidence in you. The man do the job, then get the pay, and the man no come back again. So me I say, wait, what the job? Go there, so
I was Chad, we met me change the name, you know. Because originally the business was Carlington Silburn Production. Because my idol in the business is a guy named Mark Burnett, who created Survivor and some top reality show, The Apprentice. So he was my idol and his business was Mark Burnett Productions. And I said, someone
yeah.
so when Chad started work amongst me, it was just me and Chad. And I said, I don't want to feel like Chad at work to build me, but build us.
Yeah.
So I changed the
Working
name.
together.
Yeah. So that's when I did change it to Jankono Production. So I feel like it's part. It's now Millie Media. We can do a name change again, but the Carlington Silburn now make it look like
Are you alone?
Yeah, me alone. I'm a work for Bill. Well, come I always say to Chad, I said, Chad, listen, what I'm doing for you and everybody is for you to become better than me.
Yeah.
It's for you to be able to stand on your own 2 foot. Not to lift me up, but to be able to go out on your own and do your own.
Be self-sufficient.
Yeah. So I teach them everything what me know. The only thing what me can't teach them are the finance part because that's my problem.
Yeah.
Right? But creative wise, how to deal with clients, how to should edit become a one-man production.
Yeah.
Teach them that come and say, yo, you have to stand on your own.
I remember when Carlington say, yo, Chad, you reach a point now, you know, where you step out by yourself, you know, and Carl say, yo, I put you on the production at the time where I work on
The JTA.
no man, yeah, work on JTA production, and Carl say, yo, I want to do the full feature on this and work on
man,
the
and
thing
jump in and deep
and
and
and Carl say, but Chad, your body now. Yo, the people them love the feature, you know, man. I think it was Sagicor,
the JTA Sagicor Athletic Championship. So normally when we shoot it, we just shoot it for produce a 5-minute feature.
Right.
And them just decide say, we want a half-hour special. We say half hour. They really shoot this for half hour, you know. But I was on another project.
Right.
I said, Chad, you take it over. And Chad said, but me never do not like this until I said, well, they're gonna learn now.
Yeah.
And him write it, him script it, him produce it, him edit it, and it was an amazing production.
Yeah.
First time. First time.
Just like when I said Winford, they just paid me for help him because he was in a job, and I just impressed him. The same thing Chad did.
Like that gave me a different confidence because I'm like, me never write a script before.
Yeah.
Now me I do script writing and all of these things.
Yeah, man.
He's really good at it.
He did a whole, he produced a whole half-hour show by himself, scripting, editing, everything. The only thing he never do is voice it.
Yeah, me never voice it. Me just want somebody to voice it.
Yeah.
Even working on the program for CPFSA, those features and like I forgot going on my head, create the thing, all of my cousin them are act for me. And all of these things.
And one of the things that I practiced, you know, with the editors when they come amongst me, is we used to take like a 1 hour out of the day.
Right.
Especially when Jason, my first employee, I used to say, Jason's today there's TV there, and we used to just go up on the cable, and we just sit down and watch. And I said, Jason, you need to break this down, analyze it. And that's why I used to record the stuff then. So we can record them, and we break it down, analyze. Because, remember, when we get a job, you know,
right,
we not a big budget, you know, for hire producer, this, that, we have to do it yourself. So now, by watching these content, I'm teaching them, you're learning everybody's role.
Right.
So you learn how the cameraman shoot it, you learn how the producer write it, you learn how the editor edit it, you learn how the sound man mix the music and thing.
Yeah.
So now you're breaking down everybody's role and you're studying everybody's department
individually.
So now when you are ready to do your
master
production,
every part of it.
Master every part of it.
Yep.
And that's why we used to sit down and analyze shows.
I think that's a good way to learn.
The thing what we used to do different from that was when we edit, used to ask me, why you put that shot there, so why you choose that type of music? Does that match the emotion of what is going on in the video?
Yeah.
All of those things. Even though I think I got better at music, I think Carlington is just the genius when it comes to music. Like.
Alright, so you gave us your experience at IUC. So how about you giving us some information about you transitioning to iCreate?
Alright, so how the iCreate came about, a friend of mine was teaching there, and then she had to migrate, and she just asked me to take over the course.
Right.
And yeah, iCreate was decent. I did, I was there for about a year also. I did two semesters at iCreate. It was nice. It was a nice experience. I think one of the biggest challenge teaching that I experienced at iCreate, because iCreate had people of different age group. So you had students there who were in their 50s, 60s, who weren't really so competent with the computer. So the challenge was not only to get them to edit, but also get them out to comfortable using the computer.
Savvy.
Yeah.
So you have to balance between the younger and the older.
The young and the old. But what I realized from iCreate, and that's when I realized people really love editing, you know. Coming up, nobody ever want editing.
But
but now everybody want to learn to edit, because the course used to show introduction to camera, show them how to do like lighting and stuff. But you see, when I reach the editing part, it's like nobody that care about camera again. Nobody that care about lighting. I just editing. And that made me realize that I should start doing my own workshop, re-editing and stuff like that. So that's something that I want to start this year. How to produce stories, how to edit stories, those type of workshop.
Okay, that would make sense.
Alright, so want to kind of delve into, what's your opinion? What's lacking in film industry in Jamaica?
Money, support, sponsorship. Because
we need some sponsor on the show.
When we were doing EMIX,
EMIX,
I remember this clearly, and it was said we had somebody who was doing the sponsorship thing for us, and EMIX was a very good show, well produced show, right? And it was evident, but it was more expensive than other entertainment show like Onstage or ER. Reason being is because those shows were produced in-house at the TV station, so they are their staff who already have their monthly salary producing these shows. So when they send a cameraman out, go film an event or whatever, him still are getting monthly salary. For EMIX now, we didn't have that. We have to pay people for voiceover, we have to pay people freelancers and stuff like that. So it was more expensive. So, and I remember the sales rep coming back to us and saying, boy, the sponsors, like say for example, we wanted $50,000 an episode, right? And ER was getting 30 from other sponsors. They didn't want to give us the 50 because they were saying that ER is a more reputable show, and we can't price more than ER because ER
already out there.
But our show costs more to produce, so they were comparing us with ER in terms of pricing. Right? So it was a challenge, and that is why. But TVJ, the general manager at the time, well, we started at CVM. And CVM was paying us for the show at the time. But then the program manager, we had a falling out based on his attitude, and we decided to say we're going to take the show to TVJ. And the general manager at the time, Kay Osborne, big up Kay, she supported the show because she loved the show. And she just gave us the airtime free. So we figure out ourselves, you know. So we figure out what we needed to do. And then after the season ended, she said, hey, what you going to do? I would say, hey, well, we didn't get any sponsorship. So is it the case that you guys would now buy the show from us and thing? But before a deal could strike a deal, she left, and then the new person took over.
Everything changed.
Everything changed. Flop. So we came off. So EMIX, so as a top of, so money is a problem, and in the industry people don't support. Because you need money to create your show. So there are a lot of people don't understand how this sponsorship thing work. So let me just break it down quickly.
Break it down.
So if you're gonna do a show, you need, say you have an idea to do a drama series. Now you do your budget, crew, actors, location, yourself to get paid. And let's say it comes up to $1 million, right? Now you have to find that $1 million. Now you have to go to corporate Jamaica to get the $1 million. Maybe not from one company, but you can get 500,000 a year, 500 or 250 and 250.
Right.
So the amount of money that they decide to give you, you have to give them back what we call endorsements.
Oh.
So that is why, based on the value of what they give. So if you notice when a TV show starts, you would hear they said, this episode of Entertainment Report is brought to you by Red Stripe.
Yeah.
That's endorsements. So you break it down now, they get what they call the opening and close. So that's the opening. And when it finished, you say this episode of the E-Mix was brought to you by Red Stripe, whatever, whosoever sponsor. Then now you have to give them commercials in the show. Because they give you $500,000, you know.
Yeah.
You have to say, all right, for your $500,000, you're going to get commercials in the show. You're going to get opening and close. When the show is advertising, you're going to be tagged on it. So you have to add up all of these placements.
So basically a business plan.
Not a business plan, but they call it endorsement.
Okay.
So for my $500,000, what am I going to get from the show? And then maybe in the show now, you can probably say, all right, me see I drink one Red Stripe today.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you try pad it up.
So you may put a drink in a video and product placement.
Product placement. So you try add up the value of the $500,000, right?
So basically what the company is going to get.
For it.
Yeah.
So that is a hard part, is to now get the money from corporate Jamaica, because really and truly, it's not ideas a lot of them support, but is who is behind the show.
Right.
Is who is behind the show they support.
Because you know, say a top producer, you're going to get the show.
No. If you and them have a relationship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can be an unknown, but you have a brilliant idea. But they will not support it because they don't know
have a relationship with
you.
them.
They don't have a relationship with you. They never support you.
Okay.
But if you and them are friend and you and them good, they support you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is why you see a lot of shows not being produced for TV, and it's messing up TV now. And more people going to YouTube.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
Because now, also in that $1 million, the TV station, a lot of people don't know this. They charge you to air the program. They charge you to air the program. So you have to factor that in your cost too, which is not cheap.
And that's a monthly thing.
Weekly. Each time. Per airing.
Airing, because you normally air a show
weekly.
So that'd be approximately $4 million a month. You have to take into consideration.
No, man. $4 million with everything you're talking. Shooting, everything, airtime. So that's your overall budget.
So probably, let's just say airtime may cost $50,000. That would be $50,000 per
times
week.
30. So if it's 13 episodes.
So that'd be basically approximately $200,000 a month.
Yeah.
But they would have given the $1 million one time.
Oh, the agency?
Yeah.
No, but maybe one company can give you the $1 million.
Yeah,
so that's why you see multiple people come on, multiple sponsors. But the objective is to try to get the $1 million to cover the expense.
Yeah, now that we established that, what do you think is do you think the film industry get more support as the television industry?
It gets more praise. Praise. I think people praise film and movie over TV because movie have this glamour thing about it.
Prestige.
Yeah, prestige.
Even though a movie in Jamaica not really gone away.
And they can't afford to do movies now.
Local movies,
but
they're not really going.
Okay, they'll go through the same process of getting the endorsements.
Because
but they would more likely get endorsement than
when you think about
TV.
A movie, a movie has to go through to a distributor, which is a cinema. So if you do a movie, in order for the makers of the movie to make that money, let's go before streaming, before there was Netflix and stuff. And you go to the cinema, right? Now, a cinema is considered the distributor for that movie.
Right.
Now, in order for a cinema to take up your movie, they have to see where they're going to get back their money.
Okay.
Right? Is this movie going to bring audience right?
That's where the box office thing come
that
in.
is the box office
Okay.
thing. So that is why when somebody doing a movie, like when them say with the Bob Marley, or them get this man for doing thing, and they never get a Jamaican, it's all about selling tickets.
Yeah.
They have to get the right people who can sell the ticket, who's going to attract audience.
Actor.
Yeah, right? So when they would say doing a Jamaican film for American cinema, it's far-fetched, you know.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to have to go look to these American cinemas and say, hey, well, me have a Jamaican movie, want it in the cinema.
How are you going to sell that?
How are you going to sell that to my American audience, my white audience who do have no connection to this culture? Right? We don't.
Where you expect your box office return going to be.
Right.
The time when I'm going to put that in them theater, how much people are going to come watch.
Remember, Nick Cannon, you know, did a movie called The King of the Dance Hall. Jamaica, you know.
You know, that was the first thing that came to mind when you talk about the
that wasn't in the cinema in America. Them not take up that.
No, sir.
Oh.
Right? When Sprinter came out,
that's with
Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith and Jada was behind that, you know. And I remember Will Smith coming out saying that there's some petition thing that people can sign or put out to get the cinemas them over there to when they see a certain amount of people showing interest. So at the end of the day, you know, it's not who is behind the movie.
But wasn't that on Netflix though?
It's on Netflix now.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I think it gets, I'm not sure, I think it gets into 1 or 2 cinemas. But all these things are in America where you say cinemas, island, nationwide.
Numbers important.
The numbers important. That is why when these Hollywood studios are doing movies, it's important who is in it.
Okay.
And that's going on from the birth of Hollywood.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
It actually.
So when we as Jamaicans keep running down America, we want to go America. We keep forgetting that we have the Caribbean audience here. You know?
Yeah.
There are millions of people in the Caribbean that we can capitalize on, you know.
Yeah.
But we want to skip the Caribbean and go straight to America. We want to skip the Caribbean and go straight to Netflix.
But that's the thing, I want to skip the Caribbean where we can get to celebrate our culture. You understand?
No, but we can celebrate it with our Caribbean people.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You get the option to celebrate with your culture here, but you also want to skip that and do something totally different.
Look on, we call it Nollywood.
Yeah.
Nollywood, right.
In Africa.
You know, say it's Nigeria.
Look how they focus on the African. They don't care how long the show be. It could be 3 hours, 4 hours long.
It could be 8 hours.
I wonder how a movie so long, but still. Them focus on do them thing. And for them people watch it and they make numbers now. They are on Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to create a buzz home, you know. We have to show the international market that there's a demand for it in the Caribbean space. And then they might show some interest now.
Speak about numbers. Working on 876 and actually make a show. One episode, the first episode, reaching over 1 million views. No other local show ever done that.
No. 876 roommates, when they reached out to me for that, you know, I did turn them down, you know. Because I wasn't interested in doing any more reality shows.
I think you were probably at the point where you're saying, I want to do no more TV.
We're still at that point.
They burned.
I'm still at that point after 30 years because I've done it all. I have done everything. There's nothing new to excite me anymore. I've done it all. Before I got 876 roommate, TOK Taking Over was a reality show that I took on.
Right.
Because I know TOK from before them boss. Back in the CVM days.
Right.
So they and I had a good relationship, right? But I used to see the chemistry that they have with each other. I say, no, so them need them reality show. So years later, them decide, say, them are go do it. So they link me and say, yo, I could do it. That time, them did Hot Again with a We About the Place and We Are Shell It Down. This was in 2014, right?
Right.
And then come to me about the reality show. At the time, I was working at Flow. We get a 9 to 5 at Flow.
Yeah.
And I had to be shooting this reality show while doing my 9 to 5. Right? So originally, TOK, I ended up shooting that show, editing it, producing it, directing it, everything. It was a one-man production.
Okay.
Me alone. Did that entire 13 half-hour series by myself. It's on YouTube. If you go on TOK Jamaica,
Wow.
type in TOK taking over,
Yeah.
it will come up.
Yeah, man.
And I did it by myself, but I never went into it with that intention. I went into it to do a pilot.
Okay.
So I was just saying, all right, guys, let me just capture a little thing so we can put a little pilot together, shop it. But because they were so hot that year,
Right.
there were so many things happening and things are moving. A lot of these moments we couldn't recapture. So I had to just capture them. And I started filming from about February 2014. And then I find myself shooting. Till by the time I reach May, June, I said, might as well just continue by myself.
But you shoot till I reach a foreign with the show.
Yeah, man, we went to for season 1, went to Orlando, and I went to New York, because I started shooting in February and I never finished till October. Right? And we only got one sponsor for the show, Pepsi.
Really?
One. Yeah, man. Nobody else came on board.
But how was
They
that
didn't make-
experience when you were doing that by yourself?
It was great. It was good. Because I said, first of all, they are friends.
Yeah.
So I was comfortable with them and with the relationship. That was a new experience. Remember, I tell you, doing your research is important.
Yeah.
So as experience as I was doing reality show, I did a lot of competition reality show where the
Right.
challenges brought its own drama. 876 mean, this was before 876, Golden Nuggets, Dwight Peters with Mother Icon, Jam Speed, these reality show where them come with them thing. Now, TOK Taking Over now is a reality show where you're following the life
Yeah.
of people. So when I went into that, I treated it like I was doing a competition reality show. And I was just there with them going to the event with the camera, expecting things to
Something.
just play out. And I was like, this boring. There's nothing. This boring.
Oh,
The man
you
them
said there's something
backstage, them not talk.
Just start set up scripted
Them not
television.
talk. Them not do no own. Them not thing there. And then when I edited the first episode, I started editing the first episode. I said, not even me would I watch this.
But not.
It's terrible. So I say, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when I went to do my homework now. And I'll start watching back Kardashians, T.I. and thing there, Marrying the Game, all of the reality shows and that is
Yeah.
in line with what I was doing.
Yeah.
Until I found the common thread that stitch all of these reality shows together.
Right.
And that you have to find the stories that are happening in their life and pull it out.
Right.
And that's what I ended up doing. And that so episode 1 I had to fix it fast. I had to now go around and say, guys, what is happening now? What is happening with you? What is happening in that? So we can tell these stories.
Yeah.
I had to go back and fix it because before I just walk behind them with the camera. Because that's how I thought it was done. You know?
Yeah.
But then I realized when I watch all of these reality shows, so in reality
And
TV,
individual.
they call it's not scripted,
Guided.
but it's guided.
Yeah.
You have to guide the people them. You have to guide the story
Right.
along. Because people now just get up on us.
And just do the thing for you.
No, you have to bring out. So like in 876 Roommates, one of the most popular scene in it was when World Dog and Swissley had that conversation, and Swissley was telling World Dog that he want to go foreign. And then Dream for go foreign, and World Dog say he want him win it. Now I didn't tell them what to say now. So as a story producer, I didn't tell them what to say. I just knew what Swissley interest was,
Right.
what World Dog interest was, and I set up that conversation for them to talk about it.
Oh.
So they just talk about it on camera.
So it was an authentic experience.
It's authentic.
Okay.
Same thing, Weishe, one of the youngest guy on the show, Weishe, was having issues with his team leader, Dina Crazy,
Right.
and he was very frustrated.
You felt left out.
He felt left out. And I said, Weishe, you need to talk to Dina about it. And we just set up that scenario for them to just talk. And
Okay.
everything was natural. So that's
people
what
actually
reality
talk things that we plan out the whole of the show.
No man, not no plan out.
Oh, by the way, I work on 876.
Yeah man, Chad was the editor, my
Mm.
co-editor, and he also assisted me directing too.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was the whole experience.
Tisha, what the big
with it.
question you were asking about 876 roommates? You know, ask him.
You ask him.
No, you asked.
You ask, man. You ask.
Ask for Keisha.
Hmm?
Ask, what is it?
Ask a
Well, ask
question,
it.
man.
And the question about Tavi?
No, man. The one where you say the people them who say Obe people them.
Oh!
Oh,
Cause be that she depend in say she hear say Obe people.
oh, the
upon show.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this is the most important part. Some years so when sacrifice the girl that died in the car accident.
Oh, that's Lexi.
Yeah, me hear say Obi and Obi and sacrifice her.
Well, I am not the creator and of the show, but if the creator did that and paid somebody for sacrifice, him to get a refund. Because to my knowledge, if you sacrifice somebody,
Yeah.
it's supposed to uplift you and be better.
Right.
It's been 2001 since 876 roommate aired, and it has not been back. And he has been trying continuously.
You mean 21?
21, sorry. 2021.
Right.
And he has
so
made...
it come like a wedding.
No, man. And he has made many attempts
Right.
to bring it back. And same thing, I go back to sponsorship support.
Sponsorship support.
And as much as 876 roommate was big, still can't get sponsorship
I'm
support.
trying to nobody no support sponsor because it was really
Because
amazing.
I will tell you this,
Sure.
is who is on the show.
Oh.
A lot of brands don't want to associate with certain people.
Wild cards.
Them don't want to associate with it. It devalue them. Brand is not within them company guideline. That image, them don't want to support it.
But I think it really devalue now brand because some of the things them was these same people say them wouldn't sponsor. The things them when we see them sponsor don't really match with nothing and them then try for boxing creatives to fit around whatever
They don't know.
sponsor.
The companies don't care. They don't care about that. They just want to say it look clean and it within them image and that's it.
Yeah.
But then the next sacrifice thing I hear them talk. Now 876 roommate ended October 2021.
Right.
Ended. Wrap up.
Done.
Episode done. Wrap up. Boom. Door closed. Bam. Lexi died March 2022.
Right.
How would that have helped
And benefit anything.
benefit anything?
But
How will
it's a-
Donnelly benefit them?
That's true.
Right?
But 876 roommates was really good for you, you know. It was very
and even
exciting.
when Lexi died, the show already was a major phenomenon.
Yeah.
Over 1 million views on episode 1 and 2. Never been done before by any local show that has put out on
Episode
Yeah.
5.
That's alone should have made them
Nearly
get sponsorship.
700,000 and counting.
700 pounds. The total impression right now, 876 roommate, for all the episodes is over 10 million. Yeah.
Really?
Enough people
Yeah.
And
don't
people
know
don't
that.
want to sponsor? Like, that don't make no sense?
Yep, it's hard because it's not it's not the
Yeah.
show. There's a lot of things go behind this thing, you know.
Well, it makes sense why some show
Is
here and
is
it's
what the
not further.
content of the show is and who is behind the show.
So let me ask you a question. Like, can you give me an exclusive of what go on behind the scenes now 876?
876. Boy, the guy who created Causeway Gray, he's a genius when it comes to these things. But when he started 876 Roommates, it was his first TV show.
Okay.
First time. So he was a bit over his head with what he was taking on.
Right.
And he didn't understand. And I'll tell people it's one of the worst shows I've ever worked on in terms of production. Like everything that could go wrong
Went wrong.
But guess what? It's not a bad thing, you know. Because at the end of the day, it's one of the most successful shows I've worked on. Now, if you know the story of the movie Jaws,
Yeah,
with the
Jaws.
shark.
Yeah.
Now, Jaws was Steven Spielberg's first major blockbuster, directorial debut.
Right.
And everything that could go wrong went wrong on Jaws. Till they started nicknaming that movie Flaws on set. The shark broke down every minute. This go wrong. The movie went way over budget. Yeah, man. It was till enough time them say, yo, Spielberg nearly get fired. And then guess what? When Jaws released, it was one of the biggest movie when it released in 1977. Biggest movie.
Yeah,
So
man.
sometimes problems on a production does not affect the outcome. It's really
But the
what
brilliant
you are
idea is still a
giving.
brilliant idea.
Is what you're going to give the people. So even though 876 Roommates as a production for me was
Flawed.
filled with flaws, but it was still a great production at the end
Well,
of the
one
day.
thing we
Yeah.
can say now,
Yeah.
if we'd have a second crew, we could have make a second.
Yeah, man, if you want that behind the scenes, man, trust me, man.
So,
Behind the scenes.
we should do one behind the scenes. So
No, man, behind the
exclusive
scenes.
bloopers.
But,
that wouldn't
876
be bloopers. That would be a whole show.
There's not so much
No,
bad.
man, 876 Roommate, boy, I'm at it. What's something else?
So your expertise in production extends way beyond the typical productions into corporates. Working with programs like Spending Time Shaping Lives,
Yeah.
The Teller, just to name a few, how do you manage to translate what you do in storytelling for entertainment and really TV to corporate programs?
How do I translate
Reality
TV into corporate?
Yeah.
A story is a story. So you just have to find the mood of the story and bring that to life.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing I teach people all the time, you know, in anything that you're doing, you can tell a story. Because we're in an age now where most content creators, they do B-roll edits. Meaning that they get
Fancy
clips
shots.
Oh.
and just find the music and just put those clips together.
Okay.
So a lot of times you see the show highlight of an event, and me as a viewer watching, I don't know what the event is about. Why was the event created? Nothing at all. So anything I do, I have to put a story together. So when you're watching, you know what event it is and what is happening.
What's about
So I give them these three things. And you're editing anything, and this is the first thing I taught you. Storytelling, a story of three elements, you know. A beginning, a middle, and an end. Right? So anything, if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, find the beginning, find the middle, and find the end. Now the beginning is the intro. When you're watching those Disney movies or reading the thing, Once Upon a Time in a Land Far Away,
Yeah.
You Live a Little Princess, that's the beginning. It's setting the tone for what is to come.
Then the
Right.
drama and I sent and
Then you go into the middle now. What is the problem? What is the challenges and thing?
Or them
and
overcome it.
And then now the conclusion now is the overcome.
Right.
The happily ever after. So with corporate, a lot of these corporate things, they're telling a story. So it's just me have to find what message that they're trying to get out to their audience
Okay.
and bring it across. So a lot of like Spending Time Shaping Life with Sagicor and the Teller with Scotiabank. These are philanthropic programs.
Right.
You know, the work that they're doing in the community. So I have to give it that feel and bring across that mood. So everything I work on, different mood, different feel.
Alright, so guys, and I know so we always have to do a little game. And this week we have Carlington. So we're gonna do some with industry insights. Ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so how the game is done is I'll throw some quick questions at you, and first thing that comes to mind. Alright, so the first one is, what's your favorite project you've ever worked on?
Favorite project I worked on? IT and Fancy Cat Show.
Okay, beautiful.
one thing you wish you knew before entering the industry.
How to do business. Yep.
Alright, most challenging moment in your career?
Most challenging moment in my career. 876 Roommates. Pulling that show together. Yeah, making that show work. Yeah.
Okay.
One piece of advice for aspiring filmmakers.
Don't wait for the perfect time. Just with the instrument that you have, and if you have the story, just go out and shoot. Just do it. Don't wait for. Because that's what mess up most of us in the industry. We always wait to have the right equipment, the right this, the right that. No, don't wait. You have outsiders just come in and them just seize the opportunity and they do well. So just go out and do it.
I know the answer to this already, but I'm still gonna ask you. So TV or film, which one would you choose if you had to pick one forever?
TV.
Her.
Born for TV. Good film.
Dream project you love to work on?
Easy. The Amazing Race.
Really?
Yeah, man. Amazing Race. All-time favorite reality show.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I remember when we were working on 876 and you had me studying Amazing Race.
Make him study Amazing Race. Yeah, man. The Amazing
You
Race.
should go study Amazing Race too.
Alright, so guys, that was the end of the game and we are going to go into the quote of the day.
Alright, so guys, it's time to wrap up the show and we're at the end. So you know we have to do the quote of the day. And the quote of the day, it's not too late. You aren't behind. You're exactly where you need to be. Every step is necessary.
See it? Everything we Carlington said in this, you know? You see, it's funny, you know, Carlington don't know nothing about what happening in the show, you know? Him don't know no question, him don't know nothing. But everything him say align with what is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, Carlington, this has been an amazing interview.
Thanks for having me.
Can you imagine that we end up got 2 episodes out of so what we think could that take 1 hour?
Yeah.
I would have talked about enough things.
And it was amazing too.
Learn
Learn what it
30
is.
years, you know.
Yeah, man. So that's why we had to do this feature, you know, celebrate the 30 years.
Yeah, man. Probably not for give me a 13-part series.
So thanks again, Carlington, for being on the show. Appreciate your advice towards us starting this project. It really helped us because trust me, you guys wouldn't know, but a lot of things that I have accomplished I have to attribute it to Carlington because if I didn't meet him in university, I don't know where I would have been because I didn't know what to do, even though I had the media. So the advice, the push, even the one time I get cussed. But all of these things attribute to Carlington and it reached now that I've finally started this show alongside Keisha and it's really great and thank you for that.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of you, man. Proud of you. Step out of your shell and do your thing. I have a lovely host here. Lovely host. Probably tea far from me, you know.
Oh boy, but guys, thank you for watching this episode and please remember to like, subscribe and comment because based on the analytics that we have seen, 52% of you guys are not subscribed but watching the show. But when you subscribe, it helps the show to go further and with that, we can grow bigger and we can shoot way more episodes. Who knows, we probably reach overseas and shoot other people. But guys, subscribe. We out.
Bye.
OpenChxt Podcast.